What do you see as the main obstacles preventing this sort of moving forward, and holding, back, and just refusing to actually go through the process of change?
Well, there are two main obstacles. One is inner and one is outer. And the inner one is I'm a victim, right? So it's, the environment is to blame, it's so bad, there's nothing I can do. And I just, have to fit in and take care of myself. So it's a mindset where you think about the situation in terms of finding the causal root, not inside yourself, but outside. So then you blame, you complain, and you put yourself into a position that disables you to access your entrepreneurial creativity. So mindset is one. And the other one is the way we give access to capital and entrepreneurial opportunity. And the way it's organized today is that financial profitability is the only criteria. Short-term financial profitability is the only criteria. Let me put it that way. If you put all the graduates from MIT, so I'm teaching at this institution in the US, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. If you take all the graduates that founded their own company and add up the gross national product, it's one of the biggest countries in the world, right? So many people kind of go into that environment, thrive with these ideas, and then create their own ventures. Now, why is that? Well, in my propositions, it's not because these people are particularly smart. It is because you create an environment that works for these people. And in principle, we can create this environment in every country, in every city, and maybe eventually in every village. And how? So what are these elements? These elements are access, so you're part of a community that actually asks the deep question in society, where you're not afraid, just because somebody doesn't like it, to ask the most difficult questions and to investigate them. So it's kind of the real focus on research and kind of uncovering how things really work, but with an intention to create a world that's better, kind of that. So that's one. And the other one is once you develop that, you have environments that encourage you to develop your own idea, right? And then the third thing is you need access to capital, right? You need access to entrepreneurial opportunity, to capital, and to mentoring. All of that exists for people who go to places like that, and that's why many of them create their own ventures. All of that doesn't exist in most other places. Why? Because we organize the institutions of learning and the institutions of banking in a way that is just kind of working in the old silos and doesn't put these things together. What I believe would make a huge difference is if we could create these and you could call it, the next generation of banking, right? It would have microfinance and lots of, but you could also call it the next generation of university, because it's a university where the locus of learning moves out of the classroom and into the hotspots of societal innovation. And that's really, I think, a new institution or a new infrastructure that we need to create, and that, if in place, will make a huge difference.
Okay, finally, Otto, what would be the face of the new world, the new economy?
The face?
Yes. What does it look like? And are you optimistic that we will get there sooner rather than later, if at all?
Well, I would tell you, so here's am I optimistic? Yes and no. The no part is, if I think about the facts, 1.5, 2.5, 3.0, then there are only two options. You are either in denial or you are depressed. But then, so that's kind of the mind. If I access my heart, I'm not depressed at all, because I see all these people who kind of work on seed projects, kind of who access who actually operate from an energy to, create a world that's working much different than the one we have. And it's an enormous power. It's not connected yet, but I see the possibility that we can connect these people, part of them social entrepreneurs, part of them sitting in government, in other bigger institutions, in media. And so once we connect the dots, I think we have an enormous possibility to bring about significant changes in very short time. Today, we are entering an era of disruptive changes, and that means, things can turn out really bad, but there's also huge opportunities, and I can feel the awakening of that power in many places today, including and particularly also here in Indonesia, and I'm so happy to being part of that story.
We owe it to the planet and to nature.
And to our children.
And to our children.
Who should be part of that?
Well, thank you, Otto. And on that note, let's drink our drinks and enjoy the sunset. The global problems that we currently face are actually the result and excesses of our own success. In order to solve them, we must undergo a shift in our mental model and create a new definition for success that is more sustainable. And to do that, we have to start by transforming ourselves. And that's all for this episode. Don't forget to join me next month on Face to Face with Desi Anwar, bringing you the world.